that all of the news stories in this episode of the Rundown do contain MSG. So if that's one of your things, too bad, because we need all the umami that we can get today. And we're going to actually start off with a conversation that's going on around some very big companies out there, and that would be AMD and Nvidia. Because it turns out that Lisa Su has been the CEO of AMD for the last 10 years, and she really has turned the company around by successfully entering the data center CPU and GPU markets, aside from their traditional consumer focus. It secured major revenues. It has positioned AMD as a very serious competitor to Intel and Nvidia. With record high revenues, rapid growth in the Instinct GPU business, and increased sales in data center products, it looks like AMD is on track to potentially achieve parity with Nvidia in the data center GPU sales market and potentially rival Intel in server CPU revenue in 2025 or possibly even 2026. I know that sounds a little bit tongue-in-cheek when you consider that Nvidia keeps battling with Apple to be the world's most valuable company. But are we seeing a situation where perhaps AMD could challenge for one of the crowns that NVIDIA doesn't have locked up?
I think one of the big things we've seen with AMD is that they've actually been able to execute on some things that particularly, there's been that long time rivalry with Intel, and Intel seems to have missed the AI accelerator kind of market. And so AMD seems to have really taken that space, along with, of course, the whole hyper-integrated everything on the CPU kind of feel, with that massive scale out and cores and basically all of the bits, huge amounts of I/O attached to their CPUs. They've just had this pace of innovation that's led them up along the way. While we've seen NVIDIA climb through the sky on the back of GPU use for cryptocurrency mining and AI, I think we've seen AMD come in and actually take a lot of ground for doing general purpose compute. And a lot of the growth has been in those more solid, dependable, less bubble risk kind of use cases. So I think in terms of seeing them rivaling some of these other organizations, it's not that they're directly competing with the things those organizations are doing. They're carving their own path to delivering quite a lot of value to their customers. And fundamentally, that's how you make a successful business.